It's the Dynasty Front Office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time. I'm your host, Jesse Schneeman, and I'm here with the three best friends anyone could ever have, starting with the auspicious Austin Bell. How you doing tonight, Austin?
Oh man, I'm good. It actually feels like we've hit like dynasty football season. Like kind of last week, I guess it was so fresh it didn't really feel like we were in it. But this week I missed waivers, which is just prime like, oh man,
Same.
I forgot I'm playing dynasty. Um but nah, it's been good, man. Trades been happening. A lot of people think nobody's worth anything, and then their people's worth $1 million. So that really is what it feels like dynasty's going on right now. So I'm good, man. How are you?
Overreacting to everything as usual early in the season. That's how we do it. I don't know, man. I tell you what, out of everything, I just love Shane Steichen. I think that guy is a freaking genius.
Yeah, he's made somebody look good at least, which makes the rest of the offense quite functional.
Yeah. Yeah. And to his and to that point, his biggest stand. My main man, Chad Mendoza. How you doing tonight, Chad?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm freaking out about some of my rosters. Already thinking about just cutting everybody loose, trading everything, forgetting everything I thought I knew. It's great.
So in my home dynasty league, I feel like this is the week that I've got my lineup locked in, because that's my weakest part of my game, setting lineups. I'm just terrible. I'm 0-2. I feel like I got the locked in roster this week, but I also feel like I'm 0-2. Wouldn't I kind of rather have the draft pick? I don't know. And then Dalton Kincaid scores, and I'm back, baby. And Major Mike Casper, how you doing tonight, Mike?
I'm doing all right. Steichen almost blew it, though. He got a little too conservative last week, and the Broncos wouldn't have been idiots. They would have lost the game. So
that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised. He kept running it, and I'm like, man, he's gonna have
Why
to
did he
kick it,
stop
like,
throwing the
60
ball?
yards.
He was throwing.
I have no
idea.
I have no idea.
Don't know.
Yeah, I think Surtain's a little banged up, but I won't have any excuses. Defense played like hot garbage, and the Colts did look great. So they're going to be a force.
Right on.
But I'm good. Fantasy sucks, but I'm good.
Fantasy
That's
sucks. I hear you.
Panthers
good.
suck too.
Ups and downs. Ups and downs.
All right, Mike, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us when we're not podcasting?
Yeah, catch us at our YouTube and Facebook at Dynasty Front Office, Twitter or X at Front Office F. Got the Discord link in our description. Come join us. Put your trade questions, start sit questions. Lots of activity going on in there. We'll be live here every Thursday, followed by the pod release on Fridays. And please like and subscribe. We also have giveaways, and there will always be a rotating spot in the listener league at the end of every year. So listen in for that as we go throughout our season.
Yeah, we got some swag coming soon.
That's right.
That's right.
And what we got tonight, Mike?
Okay, sure. So in this episode, we got the trade banger of the week. We've got Boom or Doom and 2 truths and 1 lie. And then we'll close it out with pulp culture like we always do.
Right on.
Let's take it away, Chad, for the trade banger.
All right, this is the trade banger of the week. The one deal that's too good, too bad, or just too wild not to talk about. If you've got a trade that shook up your league, send it our way. It might be next week's banger. This week we have a submission by Phil R. Phil sent us an email, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Then we can discuss. Sounds like a plan, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Sounds
Do
good.
it.
All right. Here's from Phil. Hey guys, love the show so far. Been listening been listening since the first episode. I wanted to get your thoughts on a trade I just made, or in parentheses, maybe overpaid for, in my dynasty league. I'm in the later stages of a rebuild, and a contender in my league came to me needing to replace Joe Burrow's production after his injury. He sent me this offer. I receive Joe Burrow, Xavier Worthy, and a 2026 late contender second. And Phil sent Justin Herbert and Breece Hall. Interesting. With the injuries, I figured grabbing them while they're on the shelf and cashing out on my Herbert buy low for the offseason could help accelerate my rebuild. I like the idea of potentially getting Xavier Worthy when Mahomes' production with less talented players has been impressive. Do you think I'm getting enough here? Thanks for breaking this one down, Phil. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot here. Yeah, Austin, let's start with you. I know you're a Burrow guy, constantly trying to push him up your board every offseason, trying to convince yourself, get him as high as he can go, right? Nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
Let's start with the main piece of the deal here, which is, in my opinion, going to be the quarterbacks, right? How far apart are these guys? You know, and what's that outlook? And I'm talking about now, post injury with Burrow, post, Herbert looking like the MVP. How far apart are they, and what's the outlook in your mind going forward?
I mean, in a vacuum, they're probably going to be neck and neck currently. And if somebody is a contender and has Herbert, you're not going to be able to trade him, Joe Burrow. So I mean, there are times like where in Phil's instance where he's rebuilding, he wants to take this quote unquote loss in value with Burrow, and believes in him better long term more than Herbert. And I understand that. So for me, being we have 15 weeks of football left, you kind of have to put Herbert and Burrow in the same tier, relatively the exact same price. Obviously, being a huge Burrow fan and honestly a huge Herbert fan, seeing how they're using the offense is really nice with the Chargers. So, I mean, I guess they're about even. The outlook is going to start looking a little bit more timid for Burrow if he is not really, excuse me, if the Bengals are not able to figure some kind of offensive line help for him. If this offseason we don't hear that they're bringing in this tackle and this guard, this center, something along those lines, people are going to start getting nervous because and it's got to be almost 3 years in a row, 3 or 4 years that he's been hurt for a period of time. We don't technically know how long yet, but it's a little worrisome. It definitely makes me a little timid. It's just when he's out there between his weapons and his skill, he typically puts up points minus the beginning of the season. And of course, now he gets hurt at the beginning. So we didn't even get any good this year.
Yeah. And I wonder if I lost my point.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I thought it was interesting about the hesitation starting to kind of build with people in Burrow and just what you have to pay to get them, right? Because no matter what, people are going to want they're going to want Burrow prices for Burrow, right? No matter what. But I think the people approaching to pay that may start to get less and less as these injuries start piling up in people's minds. And I kind of see that with myself already. Like, man, am I willing to go out there and pay the Burrow prices, knowing some of this O-line play has been consistently bad the entire time he's been there.
I remember what I was going to say. I wonder if the slow starts in the beginning of the season are going to add to that at all.
No, because he's so dominant when it clicks. I mean, okay, just don't start him for a couple weeks. Start Daniel Jones this year. Start Russell Wilson this year. Like if you're
No.
that worried about it on your
No.
dynasty roster, that's a mistake
Yeah.
to begin with.
Right on.
For redraft, sure, if you want to try to trade for him after week 3, okay. But in dynasty, I'm not going to worry about 3 slow weeks when he goes and puts up basically top 2-3 numbers the remainder of the year.
Right on. Especially in Superflex. If you
Yeah.
have a second quarterback that can kind of carry you.
One thing with with Burrow, he's been hit on 20% of his dropbacks since entering the NFL.
It's crazy.
That is an outstanding number. I mean, like people were comparing him to Luck, and Luck was like 6% lower.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have to figure something out. I mean, he's way too talented of a player, and thank the Lord he's as good as he is against pressure, or he would have already been cracked.
It's interesting talking these two players and these two teams because of how different it is. Because we love Burrow because of the weapons he's got, and he's got them now for a long time, right? And T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, but like around Justin Herbert, while maybe we all like Ladd, but he doesn't have the top tier weapons. But they have built that O line in Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater, who Slater's hurt too. But they built it the right way around Herbert, and I like. Honestly, I think Herbert and Joe Burrow right now, where they're at, like Austin was saying, straight up in a vacuum, would be equal. Breece Hall side. So the way that I see this trade, and so then it's Breece Hall for Xavier Worthy in a second, and I'll take Breece all day with that. I think his talent's just too good, and he's shown it so far. So I think Phil probably should have pushed more for that guy's contenders first, because he's probably desperate. If he's got Burrow and Worthy on his roster, he's probably 0-2 or 0-4 if he's got the median going on. So
yeah. We'll dig into that a little bit here in just a moment.
Mike, hold on. I'm sorry, I need to interrupt. Mike, you're not recording. You need to come back. But to continue this a little bit, I was curious about that Xavier Worthy piece, and whether I was thinking, could I replace it with that person's first, just because I don't like being committed to a player. So is Worthy
Jesse,
still
let
worth
me ask you
first?
let me ask you a question because let's move on from the quarterbacks here now that we're bringing up other players. We've when I'm buying low on injuries, right? I think that's a fair strategy. I think a lot of people, that is their strategy in a rebuild, going in saying, okay, how can I buy low and take advantage of these guys that, it's not the talent, it's not the production, it's just the injuries. But when I'm doing that, I'm thinking to myself always, am I buying low enough, right? Am I forcing this just because the player's injured? And I think it may be in my mind a little bit of a dip, or, am I just, forcing this to go through? Again, I know Burrow's the type of guy that people are going to want fair value on. So that's that. But Jesse, with that Breece side and that Xavier Worthy, component in there in the second, is Phil buying low enough in respect to Burrow for those other guys' value to make up the difference?
Well, no, he's not. I mean, the Breece part of it is I think where he made a mistake. He could have gotten that done with a lesser player. Yeah, we can debate whether Xavier Worthy is worth a first, or if you can make that second into a first. But really what it comes down to is Herbert and Breece Hall probably should be different trades for him, right? So Herbert plus a different piece, a lower level piece than Breece Hall, especially with the start. I know he had a second, his second game wasn't good, but he showed what the potential is in that offense this season. And I think he's worth probably multiple firsts at this point. So can we talk about what that piece would, what running back? Let's just say we have our choice of any running back to replace Breece with. What level are we talking about?
Probably like Chuba was the first
Chuba?
name that came to my head.
Okay, I really like Chuba.
Maybe ETN.
JCM. Yeah, ETN's a good one, because I like everyone else in the dynasty world am alternately in and out on ETN. It's almost every carry. It feels like, oh crap, he's done. Oh crap, he's not done. You know what I mean? He's just such a volatile player that I think that's great, because I don't think he's going to gain a ton of value from where he is now, but he could absolutely, the bottom could fall out with a guy like him, especially with Tootin on his
with them moving Bigsby, ETN's floor really goes up now.
Yeah, but he's not. They declined the 5th-year option, right? So how's he look on the open market?
I mean, I think he's a talented enough player, unlike Chase Brown that I mentioned this offseason. I think ETN's a talented enough player to go to a lot of offenses and succeed. So I actually like that opportunity if he does go, if they believe in their 4th and their 7th round rookies to go for the future, and ETN gets to go somewhere else. I don't necessarily hate that. So I think that would be a nice piece for the contender side to even the trade out, quote unquote. But for me, looking at the trade, the first thing I thought was, instead of Xavier Worthy, I want Rashee Rice in there. That's how I would like to even the trade out. Obviously, we don't know who Phil was trading with and if they have them, but in a vacuum, looking at that trade quickly, give me the other Kansas City receiver.
That's much different. That changes things entirely. Yeah, I do like that. So, you'd have to say equivalent value, but that name really works really well because he's not playing right now. So
Correct.
A contender could give him away. Where's Ayuk on that meter, by the way?
He's really down until we
Really
see it.
down,
I'm a
right?
huge fan, but I mean,
He's like a second, right?
yeah. I mean, you're pushing a second right now, and that's really all you're getting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it might be a little bit of an overpay here, Phil. If we're being honest with ourselves, but Xavier Worthy's a big question mark. I'm not high on him myself personally, but a lot of people really are. And if he does hit in Kansas City, if he's able to play that role that even Hollywood played week 1, right, and sees a fraction of those targets, what do you get, like 15,
16?
yeah, something crazy. So there's missing components in that offense that is just waiting for somebody to step in. And if he does, all's not lost here. So
yeah,
we'll
for sure.
We'll find that out, I guess, in the near future here. But one more question for you guys, since we've got Mike dropped out here for a little bit, figuring his own stuff out. Let's exit the vacuum a little bit.
Okay.
Let's step into Phil's league. We talked about who we thought really won the trade here, but with the given context that Phil's adding, he's in the tail end of the rebuild. A contender is knocking at his door, right? Begging him for help. Like, let's say, Mike, since you're back here now, Mike, let's say you're the
Welcome
beggar.
back, Mike.
Yeah. Mike's the beggar, and Mike's outside Phil's house, and he's groveling just a little bit for some super flex help.
Of course he is.
Yeah, of course.
I always
such
say
a
that.
Mike thing to do.
Yeah.
Would you have expected to give up more for the return of Herbert and Breece personally? I guess, since you were gone, I want to know that first. And then what would that be in your mind specifically?
Yes, I would probably be expecting to give up my first contenders first in this situation, whether it's like a 1-3 swap or maybe even a 1-2 swap. I don't know, but yeah.
And if Phil, let's say Phil like kicked at you, he was like, "Filthy beggar, you're not getting my my super flex points." What would you have given up? What would have been like the final offer here to try to get it done?
If I was the guy trading with Phil,
yeah, if you're the contender.
Yeah, I would try. I would give up my first, and I would try hard to get a second back. If I couldn't, then I'd try to get like a third. And that's kind of where the final offer would be for me.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Let's. I think we kind of all made our opinions known here, but I just kind of want to end these on just a quick question. An important one though. Who won? I'm going to go one by one. Don't expound on it. Just yes or no. Mike, did Phil win?
No, I'm going to say the contender won.
Jesse?
No.
Austin?
He did not.
Good stuff, fellas. Audience, please send in your trades. You can get us at dynfo.official@gmail.com. One more time, that's dynfo.official@gmail.com. Send it in. Be good to us like Phil is, and you might be next week.
All right, so it's week 2. Everybody's panicking. I think everybody in here has even mentioned it at some point through this episode. Is this guy for real? Is this guy fake? Is this guy ending? Is it good? Is it not? So we got a little boom or doom going on here. We each got a player for boom and a player for doom. I'm gonna let Mike go first. I like his players; they're quite interesting. So, Mike, let's hear your boom player.
Yeah. So former Broncos running back Javonte Williams, running back on the Cowboys. So through 2 games, he's got 79% of the running back rush share because Miles Sanders sucks. And Jaden Blue's inactive. 12% target share. The Cowboys had 6 rushing touchdowns last season. And Javonte already has 3 in 2 games. He's at 22.7 points per game. And that puts him into the low-end RB1, high-end RB2 territory. He's also got 10 targets on the season. We know that defense has been garbage. They've had a lot of, I guess you could call them shootout games to start the season. So my questions to you guys is this for real? Is this the product of a poor Cowboys defense? Or is he just 100% healthy from the devastating injury he had 2 years ago? And if so, are we buying, and what would we pay for him?
I mean, you tell me, does he look explosive? Because he didn't last year.
No, that's why he's not on the Broncos anymore.
But does he now?
Yeah,
He
I
looks
mean, he looks better.
he
looks
looks
better.
better
All right.
than he did last year.
Yeah,
He's running
definitely
hard.
looks better.
He's behind a
running
better line, I guess.
No,
I mean,
Broncos
Sean-
run.
no,
No,
Broncos
run line was
run
number
line.
one
Okay.
in the league last year.
Yeah.
Sean Payton's offense is so funky that maybe it just didn't fit him.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I can't even pretend to be able to dissect what his running game is, so I'm just guessing. Sorry, we're not that level to break down a Sean Payton
No,
offense.
especially not Sean
No,
Payton.
I'm not
Yeah.
either. So yeah.
But I made a Javonte trade. If you guys want to hear it,
You did, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. So I gave Javonte and Keenan Allen for a 27 and a 28 second, and Torrey Horton.
So you got 2 seconds for those?
I got 2 seconds, yeah, for Javonte. Austin told me to do it. That's why I did it.
Heck yeah.
Actually, I already had. But good reason to go to our Discord, by the way, just to get a little, reassurance before you pull the trigger. I looked at the guy's roster, and it's a good roster. If it was a 26 second, I kind of wouldn't like it as much because I think he could finish pretty high this year. But it's also sort of an older roster that I think might not be awesome by the time those seconds come around. So I'm hoping that they're mid or higher. And if they are, then I think it's a good trade.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's realistically, it's probably Horton for Allen, and then 2 seconds for Javonte, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's many, if any, avenues where Javonte gains more value than that. So for week 2 of a season, that feels like a good return.
So he's 25 years old. If he finishes the season with 1,100 yards and 10 total touchdowns, he's not worth a first.
Are you paying a first for Chuba? You've told me no every time I've ever asked, so don't try to
Wow.
change the narrative now.
Well,
So,
I
I
can because
mean,
he's got a
everything
star
changes.
on his helmet, Austin. That's different than a panther on his helmet.
That is true.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything for me.
It does for a lot of people.
I was
Yes,
gonna
it
say it does
does.
it for a
It
lot of people
does.
in your league,
Yeah.
is why I said that. Yeah,
That is
yeah.
very true.
True. In the right situation. Now let's preface. I think we all agree we're not buying running backs this time of year. I'm not buying a 25-year-old running back this time of year. But let's say we're talking week 13 and I need a running back. I might give my contenders first for Chuba if he's healthy and producing.
Okay. I mean, sure, but still, you're week 2 in a year, a player that for basically 2.5 years has not looked like an NFL caliber running back, and you're getting 2 seconds. That seems like a great return.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm excited.
Which really kind of comes back to Mike's whole question: is it for real? Does anybody feel strongly that it's not, that it's just a mirage? It sounds kind of like Jesse feels that a little bit, but I'm not going to put words in his mouth. So,
No.
Jesse,
I think if he's healthy, he's going to put up those numbers I just said.
okay. Is it because there's nobody else, or is it because you think he's actually going to be something further than just this year?
I think he's a decent back in a decent offense behind a pretty good line. And yeah, there's really none of the other backs do anything for me. Jaden Blue could eat into some of his work, but those are conservative numbers that I threw out there for a lead back.
That's fair. Are we good at 2 seconds being the price? Does that feel about right? Are you just anybody just a second? Is Chad, do you feel strongly one way or another? Do you care? And I know you hate the Cowboys, but is Javonte worth a buy on a contender? Say you lost somebody, say you
Aaron
need a
Jones,
flex.
maybe. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Say you need a flex play. Is it just a second for you, or multiple seconds in the equation?
It's for me. It's just a second at this point. 2 weeks in. I mean,
Okay.
we've seen so many players step into, especially running backs, step into a new role, and first few weeks just kill it, and then as the season progresses, it's not sustainable. Javonte is one of those people that I'm going to err on the side of caution when it comes to things like that, especially because injury concerns are always there with him. So, yeah, I mean, it's something I'm going to be a little bit more on the conservative side.
Okay, makes sense. And of course, we lost Mike for his Doom player, which is really fitting for this player. I'm gonna name his player when he comes back. I'll let him describe where he's at. But it was Isaiah Pacheco. Kind of is fitting for what we've seen so far this season.
Yeah,
But
let's let Mike do it though.
yeah. For now, let's move to Jesse with his boom. Let's hear what you got.
JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, baby. He just has leveled up. He leveled up last year. He leveled up again this year. He is second to Puka Nacua in yards per route run. He's being used all over the field. He's not just what do they call it? A PPR scam or a slot merchant. People go, no, man, that guy can line up anywhere on the field and win. Reception perception loves him. I'm telling you, he is, to me, I know this is going to sound crazy to you, but he has a chance to be top 3 by this time next year.
Why?
All of the things that I just said.
Okay.
Sam Darnold actually looks pretty good. He's made some mistakes. He's going to make some mistakes, but he looks good in the offense and he's starting to look pretty comfortable. And he just looks at JSN every time first read. You know, it's like I said, he wins on all levels. He's the exact prototype for a wide receiver 1. That's the guy I want for a wide receiver 1. The guy that just wins easily, so smoothly on all levels, just has perfect hands. I love the guy. I literally think he's going to be 1,600 yards, and I can't predict touchdowns, but hopefully 10 or above.
Okay.
I mean, he's in for like 120 catch season.
Yeah.
Back to back 100
great.
yard games to start the year. He's got 17 catches already in 2 games.
Yeah, he was a big time prospect coming out. I think we all like relatively speaking had prospect fatigue on him. He with the big names that were there at Ohio State, I mean, he dominated as a freshman. So there's no reason to say that this isn't what we should expect going forward. So I could absolutely see in that be the case. Anybody disagree with what he's saying, or all think we could absolutely see a borderline top 5 JSN dynasty receiver going this all season?
Yeah,
I disagree with top 3, but
that's why I made sure to say top 5.
Well, top 3 actually is tough because Puka is so good. So I'll say 4.
I can see him lead the league in targets, maybe.
Yeah.
Who else is Darnold throwing to is the thing, yeah. So
well, actually, Cooper Kupp's been settled into a role that I think he can handle.
It's one game.
Because he did not the first game.
He did not first week. Yeah, trust me.
Neighbors is going to get 15
I'm the one with
targets a
everyone's
game.
Cooper Kupp shares. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing
that's
is
true.
you
I forgot
can't jump
about-
Neighbors.
I forgot about Neighbors. That's true. So, all right, 5. All right, we're in top 5.
All right, at least we...
That didn't take long. I just love JSN so much, but those guys, like Puka is the other one that just keeps leveling up every year. That guy's crazy good.
Yeah, he's been ridiculous.
Rushing touchdowns now.
Nuts.
Well, before we move into dooms, I guess we'll let Mike go back to his doom. It was quite fitting you left. It's just similar to what this guy's is doing to your starting lineup.
Exactly,
Leaving it.
yes.
So
he is.
let's hear what you got for us, Mike. I already said the name, but I'll let you go and get after it.
Yeah, so Isaiah Pacheco, he's splitting the opportunities, the whole backfield with the corpse of Kareem Hunt, which it feels like he's been in the league for 10 years at this point.
Yeah.
He's only got 47 yards on the ground through 2 games, sub 50% snap share, and he's got 3 receptions on 5 targets for 10 yards. So he has been awful basically since he broke his leg last year. He only played the first 2 games before that happened. I loved Pacheco. I thought he honestly kind of like a Scatterboot type of runner, just runs like his hair's on fire into the line, and he just can't do that anymore. It feels like he doesn't have any explosiveness at all. So I guess my question is it because of the Chiefs' struggles in the first 2 games they've played in the Chargers and the Eagles with pretty good defenses, or is he just toast and a sell now for whatever you can get? That's a third or whatever it is.
What can you get?
Yeah, if that.
I mean, Matt, nobody's going to pay a second currently. So realistically, he's just a bench player for you, and you've got to pray that he somehow looks better than the 9-year vet Kareem Hunt eventually.
Yeah.
I
Which
think
is pretty crazy to say, but I mean, you're really just hoping that he somehow looks better eventually.
I guess
think
when
there's-
Worthy and Rice come back, does it open it up maybe more for the run game too, or what do you guys think?
yes, there's nobody to stretch the field, and I do think it has a lot to do with the defenses that he faced. But we'll see. I'm not saying that I saw anything out of him that says that he could turn around. I'm just saying it's early. I would give it a little time, but I wouldn't trade him away for a third, is what I'm saying.
Would you'd buy him for a third though?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would take that chance for a third. The hit rates on thirds are garbage.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
I mean,
Chad?
I think the biggest indictment is the fact that he's splitting time with Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yes.
rough.
So the Chiefs are kind of telling you what they think of him, and it's nothing good. So, and I share the thoughts. I don't think he looked particularly good. Yeah, if the Chiefs play a trash defensive line and they can make huge holes, then yeah, anybody can run through those. But we're looking for the other stuff from him too, and I don't think we're gonna get that.
It may come.
Yeah, I don't know.
It may come.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, nobody knows. That's
Yeah.
why we have this fun game we play. But it doesn't look good so far. Speaking of not looking good, Jesse, hit me with your doom.
Trevor.
Why?
So 14th in EPA.
That's
3
pretty
picks
good,
already.
to be honest.
It's not. 3
It's a-
picks already. He's looked mediocre at best. Like he doesn't have any great moments. He's got like mediocre moments and then bad moments. He's a 58% completions. Is that what you want with those receivers? He's made BTJ look bad.
I'll
And
let you
Oh,
finish.
BTJ was hurt
Now,
too.
hold on, hold on,
BTJ
hold
was
on.
making himself look bad.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
We're gonna get there.
and he was out there making business decisions. But he's the kind of guy that just makes that mistake. He just keeps doing it, and he just doesn't look like he's in control of the offense. And I don't think I just it's starting to feel like he never will. So I'm not saying that I am selling Trevor for something low, ridiculous, but I'm definitely moving him down in my ranks. I'm definitely looking at him more as a third quarterback on a championship roster.
Okay. So I guess first question is where are you at? You say that vaguely you're moving them down, but like, are you talking like down, as in you would take Sam Darnold above him,
No, well, no, but
like Jackson
mean-
Dart, Jared Goff? Like, is this how low you're talking, or?
yeah, he's probably if that's a tier, he'd be at the top of that tier.
Okay.
But that's a good neighborhood for him.
All right, so let me counter this with you a little bit. Brian Thomas Jr. currently has the lowest catch rate in the league. It is 18%. Now, some of that's on Trevor, sure,
Mhm.
but just watch the game. A lot of it's not. A lot of it is unfortunately on what a lot of us projected to be a year 2 stud. He doesn't look good right now, and that's he has 20 targets and has 4 catches.
Mm.
That's wild.
Some of those aren't Trevor's fault. Like at the end of the day, some of them aren't. So that's not going to make Trevor look good when what your superstar receiver is supposed to be a superstar, not supposed to be worried about making a business decision on a vital play or dropping an easy comeback route catch that would have most likely got him in the end zone. So, just with him alone, not to mention Travis Hunter, they're basically using as Wes Welker. We can call an indictment on the player or the coaches, whichever you want to do, but he's running these 4-yard in and out routes. I believe he's a better player than that, and I would assume as the season goes, we're going to see much more diversity in his route tree. But currently, that's not assisting Trevor either. So we know he has 2 talented receivers, and just even looking at the first 2 weeks, we have an idea that he may have a semi-talented tight end. 2 decent running backs at receiving games. So there's a lot of avenues that as this season goes, Liam Cohen and company can make Trevor look a little bit better just by getting the ball where it's supposed to be. And he's been decent at that. I've watched both of his games, and typically the ball is where it's supposed to be at a decent time as well.
Well, here's the thing, and just a testament to that, he's the 9th most accurate quarterback in the league
Yeah.
so far this year, and he's thrown the 7th most tight window throws in the league. So it's a pretty large sample size, and a pretty big, a
Large
pretty
sample
big
size.
opportunity for. I'm talking about relative to the league. So
Oh,
yeah, so in tight window throws, he's the 9th most accurate quarterback, and he's attempting the 7th most. So
I
it's not
gotcha.
like he's just got a few of them. Yeah, I mean, I think he's looked all right this year. The arguing on the sideline with the coach, people are making a big deal about that. I think Brian Thomas' injury can account for some of the struggles that he's had. I think, what they say, a wrist or something like that.
Wrist,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's early. I don't think he's looked particularly bad. I think people are waiting for the first sign of struggle with him to make an excuse as to why they're out on him, and a lot of that's on him because he hasn't lived up to the expectations. But I think it's too early to freak out about him. Doom's a little strong for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I agree with that.
I think it's just the lack of command of an offense and the fact that he just still looks like he's a college quarterback to me.
Well, this
just
is a brand new
Does
offense.
not look like a
and,
pro.
I mean, you can
Okay.
see that Baker is a consummate professional, as we've seen, 8 seasons, 8 coordinators now.
Trevor's
and
had
even
3 or 4.
Yeah, and even Baker didn't start on fire with Tampa last year when Cohen was calling the plays. So I remember, I'm a Panthers fan. Canales came from Tampa. I remember a lot of fans and players specifically talking about how much more complex Cohen's offense is. So I think this is something we need to give a little bit of grace, and especially when your alpha receivers play into the level he is. If he catches half of the balls that he hasn't caught, we're having a totally different discussion currently. Is Trevor a buy? I feel like is more what we'd be having.
Okay, but how much more grace are we going to have with Trevor? I just feel like we're getting to the end of that rope.
Sure.
And if we don't actually start seeing good quarterback play, you guys keep saying he looks okay, he looks all right. Nobody has said he looks good at any point. So if we don't start seeing that, I think everybody's just going to be done with Trevor. He's the only reason, because he looked bad. He was bad the last 2 years. So the only reason he's getting any grace is because of the new coaching and the weapons. So he himself has to start getting it and looking good and looking like a professional quarterback in charge of an offense. It has to happen, or he's done.
Well,
he's done he's done in dynasty managers' eyes, is what I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I think that point is already past us, right? Like, people are generally more out on Tua than they are not on Tua. They're definitely out on Tua.
We're out on him too.
Yeah.
Everybody's out on Tua but me.
But out on Trevor Lawrence than they are in. I think most people consensus are going to have him somewhere between maybe 12 on the high end, 15 on the low end, somewhere around that realm, and I think that's perfectly fair for the play that he's giving. And if he continues at this rate, I think it's perfectly fair. I don't think there's going to be 17, 18, 19 quarterbacks better than him in dynasty or in redraft. I just don't. And if he is to end up on a different team, like if it doesn't work out in Jacksonville and he ends up somewhere else, we've seen that these really high drafted prospect quarterbacks, tend to do better when they're given another chance. I don't see any world in which, let's say that scenario was to happen. Trevor doesn't work out with the Jags. He leaves. He's not given another chance.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I agree. He's
never looked bad enough to where any of us are discussing that he's not an NFL quarterback. So
yeah,
that even more levels that. So I mean,
I'm not saying that.
I think most of us, like Chad mentioned, had him somewhere between like 14 and 18. So let's say he drops. Let's say he doesn't have a great year and he goes to 21. I mean, you're not really talking much value loss. Let's say the younger quarterbacks jump him. The lowest you'd put him is at 22 or 3, and that's where we had Dak and Tua currently. So that's not really a big value loss in terms of that. Whereas if he does perform and the offense does jump up a level like we could see happening, like Chad said, 12 is a really reasonable number. And, a dynasty QB1 is quite valuable.
It represents the difference. It represents to me is it's the difference between a guy with potential versus a jack.
I mean, he is a jag.
Well played. Well played.
Thank you.
Well played. That was a good one.
All right, let's get.
Yeah, I think
Chad's.
that was enough. Trevor Lawrence. Let's move on to
Yeah, we all
speaking
made
of
our
a-
points.
Speaking of a quarterback that went to a different places and having a reclamation, Chad, hit me with your boom.
Yeah, the boom is going to be Daniel. What did Rich Eisen say? Danny Diamonds. That's what it was. Danny
Diamonds?
Diamonds.
Damn,
He's
Danny
up-
Diamonds.
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
I think,
like that.
I think Jonathan Taylor was he was on Rich Eisen. Rich has been pushing this Danny Diamonds nickname. And
I want to see him with
and
just an iced out chain.
That's what
when
they
he
were
plays
saying,
next time. Please,
Like-
I want to see it.
just like Kirk
Little
Cousins
white
style.
boy.
JT
Yeah.
said he's going to talk to him about it, so we'll see.
Nice.
I'm crossing my fingers for it. But yeah, no. Daniel Jones has been absolutely incredible through 2 weeks, just 2 weeks. But I mean, it literally could not get any better. Like for what Daniel Jones' skill set is, there could not be a better outcome than what has happened. It's not just good, it's phenomenal. And the whole offense looks better. And that's the big point. Like we can go and we can point out that he's third in the league in EPA or second in the league in EPA, as somebody pointed out to me. He has a 10 average depth of target per attempt. He's second in yards in the NFL. He's like QB3 in fantasy through 2 weeks. We can point all that out, but I think the biggest argument in his corner right now is that every single person in that offense that we've seen struggle as of late, that people have lost faith in, the Michael Pittmans, the A.D. Mitchells, the Jonathan Taylors, even, they all look better. They all look better. And so if it was just one of them, like you can say, okay, like, maybe JT's just having a resurgence year, right? I know he's been productive, but he looks like the best running back in football right now.
Yeah.
Arguably. James Cook's up there too. But I'm just saying with multiple people, and then you have the rookie tight end coming in here and looking like one of the best tight ends in the NFL. So it's just it's very easy to say that it's 2 weeks. It can't all be coincidence to me.
Yeah. So
That was me, by the way, that pointed that out. It wasn't just someone.
Last week we discussed Daniel Jones. About like most weeks when we can, if Chad's in here, he tries to bring him up at any time possible.
I literally did not bring him up last week. So you
this
guys
time
bring
is
him up
warranted.
and make me talk about him.
So I said last week, if he looked good against Denver, I would buy in. Well, I put my money where my mouth is, and I paid a second for him in a league that I lost Burrow. So I guess that means I'm in. I know what this really means is that I'm going to be devastated over the next month, but I'm praying that Chad is right. And, are you going to sell him for a second on a non-contender? Is that enough? Or,
No, he's gonna be worth a first.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
Chad,
He's worth a first right now.
I
Chad
watched
tried
that
to
whole-
get him for me for a second last week, and I said no.
Yeah,
sir.
I watched that whole game, and he lit Denver up. And the mix of play calling, like, it looks fantastic.
It's
Like,
not dinking and dunking. Like
No.
and
No, it's not.
No,
No,
it's
not. You're
throwing
right.
down the field, and everyone's getting involved. Warren looks like the best tight end in the league. I'll say that right now with Bowers injured.
that's right.
Kind of hobbling. So, yeah, it's I don't see how he can't succeed unless he goes back to his turnover ways, but he has not so far
I
with
do
those
think-
weapons.
I do think that'll come up at some point, but
Well, everybody has a game that's outside of Lamar the past 2 years. Everybody has turnover games.
well, the thing is, like, as I was saying, it's like it's multiple players. Like Pittman looks like his sophomore season. Like,
Yeah.
he looks incredible. He was cooking Patrick Surtain. And
well,
I
he's
just-
hurt. Surtain's
I mean,
definitely
but
hurt.
still,
matter,
If
he
he's
still
on the
cooked 'em.
field, yeah. If he's on the field,
still,
he's on the field.
arguably the best defensive player in the league, right? And Michael
Technically
Pittman
was
hasn't
last
looked
year.
like a really good player, like as of late.
Yeah.
So He hasn't looked that. I mean, he hasn't looked like a good player as of late. AD Mitchell has never been able to look like a decent player in the NFL. Like, not one game has he looked like a decent player. And all of a sudden, he looks like he's on just the same page with DJ. So, I'm really excited to see where this offense goes. I don't know which wide receiver is gonna be super fantasy relevant this year because all of them look pretty good. But it's gonna be a fun watch.
So everybody said he's worth the first. Are any of y'all actually paying a first? Because that's really what matters. You know, okay, everybody's face said that.
I'd pay a contenders first for him.
If I lost
needed,
Burrow,
if I was pushed,
or
if I was
something like
pushed
that,
to it,
yeah.
I would.
If I was really truly contending,
But yeah,
if
I've
I
gotta have
think
no
like I'm
choice.
a mid, top
Oh,
5,
no,
16
no.
maybe,
Yeah,
then
of course not.
no, I wouldn't, even if I lost.
Yeah. Okay.
What are your other choices? Well, who else can you get
That's-
for a first? Darnold, Bryce.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
still
I did
probably
get
have to
Bryce.
pay.
I did get Bryce for a first, actually.
Still
this
have
week.
to pay a little extra for Darnold. I think it was a first and a second.
Ooh, I don't think so.
No, I think a first would do it.
I think a
He
first
hasn't
would do it.
performed well enough for fantasy to go
Okay.
crazy.
I'd take Daniel Jones over Sam Darnold right now.
I might too, actually.
What about over Bryce? Come on, Chad. What you got for me?
For the season, I would.
Ooh.
I hate to say
I
it, but
plead
for
the
the season,
fifth.
I would. Yeah, I mean, I don't want
I'm curious.
With the
actually,
offensive line injuries to the Panthers, not gonna lie, it worries me a little bit. With
I'm
Bryce.
curious what you think, though, Austin. How much of that comeback was sort of trash time, and how much was it really?
So I've
Arizona?
looked into this a lot because a lot of Panther fans are, that don't like Bryce are using that as the reason he succeeded. So I've looked into Arizona's play calling, and they didn't change their script really at all. So this past 2 weeks, both teams, Jacksonville and Arizona, have run almost exclusively zone against Bryce because he was torching man the second half of the season, and they realized we can't run man against him, so they're making him dink and dunk the ball around. And that Bryce is, he's become somebody that wants to throw the ball down the field. So zones, you have to pick and choose where you do that. But as for of course they're playing a little bit softer. They're not pressing, they're not letting you get beat deep, but they weren't doing that to begin with. So honestly, it looked like the offense finally got in rhythm. Bryce has been a much better player when they play up tempo. He did it last year. He's doing it again this year. Each time they go up tempo, the offense clicks. So of course, a little bit of it's going to be because they were down 3 touchdowns, and Arizona doesn't need to play like it's everything. But at the end of the day, he cooked them 3 possessions in a row, and then all of a sudden, Canales, who admitted it himself, just decided they were going to run 15-yard routes or deeper every play on the final possession, and it didn't work. So not a lot, to be honest, after watching the tape and listening to people smarter than me break down the tape. There wasn't a lot of just plain old prevent. I mean, they still blitzed the exact same percentage in the second half that they did the first half. So
Okay.
not as much as I initially thought.
I've been waiting to ask you that question, so
Yeah.
Thanks.
And
that
as
was a
for
good
Mike,
answer.
which anybody who does have Bryce or the players around, brought the injuries to the O-line. Robert Hunt, you can't replace that player. I'm not even going to act like it. He's probably a top 10 guard in the league. That being said, the last 3 games last year, the exact same center and guard combo started the games last year, which is Cade Mays and Chandler Zavala. Both of them played pretty well. I would say league average play for both, and Cade Mays actually outperformed Austin Corbett, who was the center the entire year last year. Canales basically admitted that Corbett won the job because of the veteran leadership, whereas the play in the preseason was basically the same tier, so he gave it to the vet to start the season. So for center,
Interesting.
it doesn't bother me at all. The guard play, like I said, man, losing Robert Hunt sucks. It sucks for everybody. It really sucks for the run game. Chuba, they loved going to the right side with Taylor Moton and Robert Hunt, so it will be a little different, but I'm assuming you're going to see a lot more tight ends sitting on that right side to begin with to help with stunts. But I don't think it's going to be a massive deterioration. You'll see Bryce get pressured up the middle a little bit quicker, but overall, it's not something I'm overly stressed about. just to answer that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Speaking of Doom, I have way too many of this player. Chad, please tell me it's not over for him. Please.
Yeah, this one's going to be a little controversial because I think it's early, right? It's early. This is just a name that I wanted to bring up because I am scared. And that's going to be TJ Hawkinson. And the reason I'm scared is because there's so much uncertainty in that offense right now. So much going on. So many people not, finding the targets that they had last season, including Hawkinson. But with the guys that are slated for resurgences first, you have to imagine that Justin Jefferson's going to get the ball. If they're going to figure something out, he's going to be the guy they figure out first. TJ Hawkinson, you can make the argument that he's second in there, but I mean, we're going into the second year of a lot of question marks last year with the injury, and then him coming back and being extremely inconsistent. For every tight end 1 game he put up like a tight end 5 game or tight end 4 game or something like that. And then JJ McCarthy just through 2 games
Looks awful.
Yeah, outside of about 3/4 of
One
a quarter.
Yeah, one-ish quarter.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of stuff going on there, where a 28-year-old tight end who hasn't done it in a couple years, if this year's included, and he doesn't do it this year, people are going to start saying, okay, we're out on this guy. There's a lot of like exciting young tight end prospects I'd rather make the investment in. And TJ Hawkinson is supposed to be a player for now. And if he can't be a player for now, then when's he a player for?
Yeah. So as someone who has a lot of shares, I'm praying Wentz just hyper targets him. Just makes the easy throw, gets these 8 to 10 targets for maybe 2 or 3 games if we're lucky, and I'm selling. That's how I'm doing it. Jesse, you've always been the highest of all of us on Hawk. What do you feel?
I'm not starting him.
Agreed.
Which means I certainly can't trade him. So he's young enough that I'll just hold and hope it comes around. I mean, the whole offense has to come around for Hawkinson to be good because he's never going to be first, in the pecking order. He's probably never going to be second. Well, I mean, there will be games where he's second, but you're not going to get extended stretches where he's second, in the pecking order there with Addison. Honestly, if you're depending on Wentz to save you, good luck. I mean,
I don't disagree.
What's it? Four teams in 4 years, or 5 teams in 5 years since he left the Eagles. I mean, I used to always call him the Tin Man because he's got no heart, the gutless wonder. Like, he may be able to go in there and put up some stats, but not really be good for the team. So I guess that's our really only hope.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Josh Dobbs in that offense at least be productive.
Yeah, true.
So I don't know if Wentz is worse than that. I guess we'll find out. I mean, it does worry me because Addison comes back in 2 games, like we were talking about. So that doesn't make Hawk's situation any better. I'd be worried, but can't really sell right now though either.
Yeah. No, you can't. You have to just hold him. He's 27. So for a tight end, that's not really old.
Well, and here's the thing too, like Jefferson got 7 targets week 1 and 6 targets week 2. That's not continuing. That's not continuing. Like at some point, Jefferson's going to be like, I don't care what you do. Figure it out. Like you need to get me the ball. And they're going to do it because he's Justin Jefferson. And so it could get worse.
Did I see a quote from McCarthy that he said he thinks that it's good for him to sit?
I don't know, but
it
looks like it was. Yeah, I hope not.
I really hope. I was running around and I thought I saw it on the TV. I really hope not. Maybe
it might be true, but shut up, kid. Like you might think that, and you might be absolutely right, and it might be true, but man,
you never say it.
I hope he didn't say that.
Cool. Well, that's a That's an interesting one, and one that we're going to have to watch closely because I'm sure a lot of people expected him to be your tight end one on the season, and it's been a really bad start.
Yeah.
Speaking of a player nobody expected to be a fantasy relevant player to start the season, including myself, which is going to make me eat crow to a T from our bold predictions, is Kayshon Boutte, receiver for the Patriots. Of course, I'd already had this lined and pegged as soon as we mentioned it, and then last week only got one target, one reception, but at least he got a touchdown.
Yes.
So all that being said, he still is top 15 in yards per route run and EPA and target share. So like to have one catch in 1 week and to have all that still is pretty impressive. But going back to the end of the last season, he had 4-game stretch with 100 yards or 10 catches. So it shows that he can do it. I think at least all of us for prospect player wise was quite high, but it was the off the field stuff / the attitude that had us really hesitant. So to me, having this young player that obviously New England trusts now, and that can grow with Drake May. Stephon Diggs did prove that he's the one currently, but Boutte out targeted him week 1. Obviously did not week 2, but I think you're going to have a pretty steady flex play with Kayshon Boutte. So he's my guy that I'm really excited about, and I think we see a significant jump. The guy I thought Kyle Williams would be, it looks like it's the other receiver.
Seems like he's getting the targets that I thought Demario Douglas would get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's somebody I'm really excited about. Anybody else have any excitement? Is it somebody you're comfortable playing? You want to, buy, sell, anything?
No, I think he's a placeholder.
I'd sell him if I had him.
Yeah, same.
I wouldn't pay a second for him, but I'd pay a third for him if I could.
I'd be itching to sell him for a second.
Okay.
I wouldn't
So
do
yeah.
that yet.
The only one. Well, I'll go to my doom then, since y'all just doomed out my boom. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. To Mr. Jalen Hurts. For fantasy, I guess he still works. I guess. He has more tush pushes than he does 10-yard passes through the first 2 weeks. Which is
a great stat.
Insane stat, and I looked it up. I saw it, and then I looked
Like
it up.
10-yard
like,
attempts or completions?
Yes, no,
Oh,
attempts.
wow.
I think it's 2 or 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
attempts.
So it's really not just Jalen Hurts.
Wow.
It's the entire skill position group. It's not good at all, man. So week 1, AJ Brown had like a 0% open score. Week 2, he led the league in open score and still didn't have any production. He had 100 yards passing in week 2. He had 115 in week 1. Like, what are we doing here? You can't really sell him right now, I guess. And if you can, how low are you willing to go? Like, are you willing to do Herbert in a second?
It's
Anybody?
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'd buy low on him.
You would?
Yeah. It's a combination of a few things. Number one, the offensive coordinator is new and not good.
Well,
So-
can I argue that real quick? So
Sure.
I knew you were going to bring that up. He actually is second in the NFL in EPA per play on the offensive snaps for running / receiving. So, EPA is what it is, but that's
Look
a
at-
huge proponent to offensive success.
I mean, look at what he's got around him.
True. Fair.
That's not a product of the design. I promise
Okay.
you.
Okay.
It's just there's just okay. So that's the first part of it, and then the second part of it is Hurts going back to that mode of being hesitant to let it rip, and then missing throws when he does. So he's not comfortable right now. He's not in a groove. We know that he is a funky, weird quarterback that is hard to get he's hard to get a read on anytime he's playing. So when he's not locked in, it can look really, really bad. We all also know he's one of the most intense human beings on the entire planet. He's going to figure it out. They are going to lock it in at some point. I don't know if it's ever going to look as good as it did under Kellen Moore during that hot stretch, but I do expect them to figure it out to a degree. I mean, the pieces around him are too good, and he's too hard of a worker, and like I said, too intense of a guy to not figure it out to a degree. It's going to be whether or not Kevin Patullo can progress. If Nick Sirianni has to take over play calling duties again, it will not be good. He's number one, not good at it, and number two, it distracts from what he actually does with the team. Which is like a CEO type coach.
Okay. Anybody else not wanting to buy currently?
I would buy just because I think we've seen him be pretty awesome, especially in the passing game. Like considering his best games are in the Super Bowl, like he can do it. In both the ones that he was
I
in.
don't think
So.
he can do it.
Well, he won a championship doing it. Chad,
Well, no,
so.
I mean, I think no, I'm not even joking though. Like, I think realistically, the team around him has to be phenomenal for him to be phenomenal. I've never seen Jalen Hurts drag that team before. I've never seen it. I've seen him do it with his legs, but I've never seen him drag that team throwing the ball.
He did it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I would actually say that's probably the closest.
I was going to say in the Super Bowl he did though.
But okay, but I'm talking about like consistently as a player. I'm not talking about like
that's not the type of
size.
That's not the type of player he is.
Yeah, but I mean,
if you're looking for that,
you can't discount his legs in fantasy though, because I mean,
I'm not discounting his legs in fantasy. I'm just saying, like, if we're talking about, I mean, his legs have been fine.
Yeah, his legs have been great. That's what makes him a good fantasy asset.
But that's what gives him his floor. If you're expecting him to give,
we're not talking about the floor. We're talking about if we're buying low, hoping he gets back to the heights he's been at. And what I'm saying is that I have doubts if the team is not functioning as they've been. I don't think he's going to get back to where he was.
Okay, that's fair.
I just made a Jalen Hurts trade.
Rolling off of that. Sorry, Jesse. We'll get to that trade because I do want to bring it up. Rolling off of that, the receivers. I'm assuming nobody's selling low on AJB right now. Nobody feels.
I'm not selling.
What about Devonta Smith?
Why would you sell him? What are you gonna get?
I mean, I don't know, but if the alpha in the offense can't get anything, I mean, why would the quote unquote beta feel comfortable enough to start? And if somebody's going to give me a starting level player for him, would it not be just as good to maneuver off of that?
Like what?
I've been a proponent for selling AJ Brown and Devonta Smith for as long as we've probably been a podcast, just because I predicted, and it's not even that I think the world of Devonta Smith. I think he's an incredible player. I think AJ Brown is also an incredible player, even though he's a little bit older, right? I just predicted that if and when the Eagles offense was to come down, because they've been so good as in a complete unit, Jalen Hurts would not be able to carry those wide receivers. And I think that's going to be the case going forward. Or I think that is a likely outcome going forward.
It's not going to be this bad.
Not this bad. No, hopefully not.
Sure.
Hopefully
not.
not.
It's not this bad either. I mean, because AJ Brown was a wide receiver 1 and Devonta Smith was a wide receiver 2 last year, right?
Yeah. So one name, Ricky Pearsall. Would you rather have him or Devonta Smith?
Oh, Pearsall.
Yeah, okay. I would take Pearsall too.
Okay.
That's in a heartbeat.
Okay. Well, that tells me that Devonta Smith is a sell.
Yeah,
that's considerably lower than where he was 2 weeks ago.
I can agree with that.
I was thinking like Zay, but Zay's been going crazy.
Yeah, Zay's going crazy.
So it's probably not.
I don't think anybody's giving you Zay flowers for Devonta Smith right now.
Oh, not at this point. No.
Not anymore.
Cool.
Talk about another guy that leveled up.
Yeah, you got that right. Let's see if he continue, because he's always been the player that can get extremely open. He just wasn't getting the target share, so it's nice to see he does. Let's see if that continues.
According to reception perception, he's getting open versus zone, not just man now.
Yeah. My hope is that the Eagles offense as a whole comes back and Jalen Hurts is able to be, just operate it and do what he's done and have the open looks and have time, not be pressured, because I think that's when he looks horrendous when he's pressured consistently.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that the Eagles, well, not hoping because I hate them, but for fantasy, I would say the best case scenario is the Eagles offense as a whole rises up, and then that opens it up for Jalen Hurts a little bit.
With that line and Saquon Barkley back there. It's got to open up the passing game. It's you have to look at who we played as well. But if you look at who the Eagles' schedule going forward, it does not get easier. You get Tampa Bay, which is a blitzing offense. You get Green Bay, who just got Micah Parsons. There's the Rams this week aren't a pushover, although they were.
Oh no,
These
they're
are this
playing
is
really
the
well.
these were the two
They
worst
were in the
defenses
playoffs.
they're going to play until week 6.
It's
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
tough
the
schedule.
Rams have looked really good.
Yeah.
But I guess my biggest indictment for Hurts so far, minus the obvious, so he's third in the league in time to throw, only ahead of Caleb Williams and Justin Fields, who the two players that we've all discussed are terrible at holding onto the ball too long,
Wow.
Mhm.
and he's worst in the league in average depth of target. You can't do both. If you're going to
Yeah.
hold onto the ball, you got to sling it. So
Yeah.
you cannot do both. That to me, more than anything, that has to change.
Yeah, and
Fantasy and real life.
like I said, when he gets into that mode where he's not confident and he holds it, it's not good. But I believe it. I guess it comes down to whether do you believe in Jalen Hurts as like a person, as a quarterback or not. And I do, because obviously.
Yeah.
Because what else do you have?
Yeah, that's right.
In the
Because-
entire world, I have my marriage, my job, and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So because Jesse doesn't want any
Not
more
us,
doom in his
Jesse.
life-
I caught that. Thanks, Jesse. All right.
Yeah. So Jesse doesn't have any more doom. That's enough of boom and doom. Let's move on, fellas.
Okay. Oh. Okay. All right, gentlemen. Let's time for a game. You ready to play a game called Two Truths and One Lie?
Okay, let's do it.
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to take turns in this game, gentlemen. I will call on you and then ask you. I will give you the player, and I will give you 3 statements. One of them is a lie. You will have to give me the lie. Are we ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Mike Casper. You get Jordan Love. Jordan Love has had 2 top 10 finishes, has thrown for 4,000 yards in a season, or has 1 top 5 finish
And for the finish, we're talking on the as a season.
on the season. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the first one. 2 top 10 finishes is the lie.
Hey, Mike gets the point. Good job. That is a
Yay.
lie. Let's talk a little about Jordan Love. Yeah, he does have 1 really good season.
Yeah.
Um,
He's
That's it.
been on fire
and,
to start.
Yeah, but he's been
has
great
been
so
on
far.
fire to start. Okay. But what does that look like now that we don't have
Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed for a while? Obviously, we're not getting
Mhm.
Christian Watson back.
It's time for Golden to step up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hadn't done squat, so hopefully they get him more involved. But I think with the defense as good as it is, I think it's just going to be a chug and go
Yeah.
offense. But
think
I
they'll
think
have-
Jordan Love's look great. But
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to have a lot of opportunities to score because that defense has been really good. Honestly, I'm excited. Jaden Reed or not, I think they still have enough weapons. They had 7 guys, it feels like, that are fantasy relevant. So, losing 2 of them doesn't change a lot for me for Jordan Love. Pretty excited after watching the first 2 weeks.
yeah,
They look like the best
same.
team in football.
Yeah, they
do.
overall.
Yeah,
They look
plain
like
and
the best
simple.
team in the NFC, especially. Yeah,
I'm definitely concerned as an Eagles fan.
you should be.
Definitely should be.
Oh, man. Sound like Yoda.
How did the
Alright.
Cowboys give them Parsons? I know it's not
It's
dynasty,
just
but God.
it's so bittersweet for me because I love that he's out of the division, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta
For
kind of
sure.
have to feel the same way as a Giants fan, Chad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But
mean,
he doesn't
well,
have
not
to worry
really.
about the
Yeah,
the
not
later
really. I
part
guess
of
it
the
doesn't
season.
Yeah, I'm not
matter to
really
you.
worried about
Right there with
You
you,
won't see
Chad.
him in the playoffs. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, right there with you, buddy.
All right, so where do we have Jordan Love? I guess he's kind of moving up in our rankings a bit. That's how I feel anyway, right? Do you think is he top 10 for you guys?
He's right in that range. Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
he's gotta
10,
be.
10 to 12. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Would you have him in as a starter in a redraft league right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
feel good about that? Okay.
I would.
Yep.
Yeah.
for sure.
All right. I guess that's all we really need to know about him. All right, let's move on to Chad. Chad,
All
your
right.
player is Justin Fields.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Justin Fields has one top 10 finish, has rushed for over 1,000 yards in a season, or has thrown for over 3,000 yards in a season.
I'm gonna say the lie is thrown for 3,000 yards.
That is correct. He has not reached 3,000 yards in a season. I believe it's
I was like,
20
I was like, that sounds too obvious,
It's
but
really-
it probably
It's like-
shouldn't be.
2,600. It's really
Yeah.
not good. So, week 1, he looked the best he's ever looked. Week 2, not so much, then got concussed.
Now he's out.
No, I mean concussions aren't funny. I just I was just thinking to myself, God, I can't believe I was like, man, he's turned a corner. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he's done it.
Or is the Pittsburgh defense just that bad?
Yeah. So we all know he's had really bad games throughout his career. That's been very tumultuous. Per EPA, this was his worst game of his career last week.
Yikes.
Wow.
I think he had a 0 EPA, excuse me, 0 QBR is what it came out to.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was a way negative EPA, but it was a 0 QBR.
His completion percentage was like half of Anthony Richardson's last year, so
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
puts it somewhere in like 25% range.
It was really
Golly.
bad.
is he how bad is the concussion? Is he out for a while, or is he coming back next week?
Who knows? I mean,
Who knows? Okay.
Yeah, we have no
concussion
idea.
bug.
I think maybe that depends on how good Tyrod looks.
Yeah, probably.
Oh man.
After that latest showing, I mean, we'll see.
That's probably a lot like JJ McCarthy currently.
Yeah.
Depends on how good Wentz looks.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Mm.
So I guess you can't trade Fields.
Can't do anything now.
No,
Should have
just
traded
gotta-
him after week
yeah.
1 if you had
Yeah,
him.
you're
Man,
really
I
should've.
tried. I tried in our listener league. Man, nobody wants him.
Yeah, I tried to trade him too. I couldn't. Okay, I've been
Smart
trying
people.
to
Look
trade.
at smart people go.
I've been trying to trade him for a late first for like 2 months now, and it's just not. Everybody says no. All right, let's move on to Austin. Austin, your player is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has thrown for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns in a season. Has 2 top 10 finishes, or has 7 or more career rushing touchdowns. Austin, which is the lie?
I feel like he ran a lot last year, so I'm gonna go with the 2 top 10s. I don't think he finished top 10 twice.
That is correct.
Man, look at us. 3 for
Man,
3.
we are
Three
good
for
at
three.
this.
Yeah, he actually does have a 4,000 yard, 30 touchdown season
Yeah, he did.
for Mr. Irrelevant. That's pretty damn good.
That was what, 2 years ago. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year he was kind of banged up, and the whole offense was not really all that good without CMC.
Yeah, that'll
and I
make a
guess
big
Ayuk-
difference.
Ayuk went down. Pearsall got shot. You know,
I feel like he
Debo
was super
was skinny and
disrespected this
fat.
offseason. Brock Purdy.
He's disrespected all the time. I feel
He
like.
really
And
is.
it'll never go away.
Yeah.
I feel like just because of where he's picked.
To be honest, now that he got the contract, I mean, the receiving core currently sucks, but I'm excited about him. If I have him as my QB2, I'm really happy
I'm
about
really
it.
happy. Same.
I don't think it
Same.
sucks.
I mean,
I
it
don't think
does.
so
The
I
receiving
think
Well,
core,
Pearsall-
it sucks because he's hurt. So
No, the
you're talking about
receiving core.
receiving core. Okay.
yeah, I
gotcha.
mean,
No, I think Pearsall's good. I think
okay.
Juwan
Jennings.
Jennings. Thank
I
you.
didn't even
I
remember
don't even
his
know his
name.
name.
I think he's a good third guy. I
Well,
think he's a
not.
good third
That's the
receiver.
problem. Currently, he's not that.
I
That's the
think
problem.
he's the type of, well, he's also battling a little injury or whatever, but he's the type of guy that Coker should hope to become after that season he had last year.
How
To be
dare you
honest.
insult Jalen Coker?
I hope Jalen Coker is aspiring for more than.
and then once you
Jennings.
got a healthy Ayuk, it's pretty good.
Do
And
we see
Kittle.
that?
And Kittle.
Huh?
Yeah,
But-
and there's no Kittle currently. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
the receiving
Until they're
core
back,
sucks right
then
now.
yeah, it does suck right now.
But you know,
when they're healthy,
I'm still
I
excited
don't
for the
think
player.
it's that- yeah.
You're not a Tonjes guy.
Not in that format.
Tonches.
Tonjes. All right, so back to Purdy. I mean, top 12.
I mean, there's not much you can do because he got hurt. Yeah. I mean,
But do you have him top 12?
No, he's probably in that 13 to 15, maybe 12, sure, but somewhere in that range.
I have him top 12.
Yeah, somewhere.
I was
in that
about to
range.
say, Austin, it feels disrespectful.
That's my goal.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's hard. For me
it
to
probably
move,
is.
It's hard for me to move him up though right now, just for the injury. Like, not a whole lot of movement from off season to now.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
thankfully,
mean,
it's not a
like,
big
who's ahead of
injury,
him?
so-
Like Caleb Williams and CJ Stroud? I mean,
I mean,
that's
that
what
would be
you're talking
two
about.
that you're really.
I already
asking
said
about.
I already said I'm out on Caleb, so yeah, I'll definitely put Purdy ahead of him.
Yeah, then he's like
and ahead
he's
of
got-
Stroud because he runs more than Stroud anyway, and Stroud looks.
What about Bo
Everybody's-
Nix?
No, I'm
If
still
we're gonna
a Bo-
name those two guys,
I'm
I mean,
still a
Nix has literally
believer.
been one of the worst quarterbacks in the league the first 2 weeks.
He-
Per EPA, he is the worst quarterback. in
I
the
didn't
league.
think he was bad last week. I thought he was aggressive as hell and slung. He made some really good throws.
He was really good actually last week, even though
I thought he
I
was
know
decent, yeah.
combined. Yeah, he was.
I
good.
thought he
Yeah.
looked good.
He had
I
a
thought
terrible
was good.
interception though, and it was the same.
Yeah.
Same crap as last year.
He's
to
a
be
young
honest, at
player.
the
He'll
start of
make
the season,
mistakes, but
so.
He's not. He's old, but that's okay. 25. I mean, he's not
an-
young.
he's an inexperienced player.
There we
in
go.
the pros.
I agree with that statement. So is Bo Nix still ahead of Purdy for y'all?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for me for sure.
Yes, but not by a ton. I mean, either one could pass the other one. Like Purdy is a floor guy. Nix is upside guy.
They're pretty. Yeah, they're pretty similar to me. If
Okay.
if I'm on a contender, I'd much rather have Bo Nix, Brock Purdy. But if I'm anything else, then I'm taking Bo Nix and just swinging. But yeah, similar. I
Okay.
think they're probably like 9 or 10, 11, 9, 10 in that range.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, who's got Bryce Young in our listener league?
I do.
Yeah, I think Chad. Yeah.
Chad, you want to tear up to Brock Purdy?
I mean, depends on what it would cost.
We'll have to talk. I mean,
Mm.
I think it would be a responsible move for me. All right.
That should be good. We'll hear about that next week.
Yeah. Make it happen.
All right. Speaking of CJ Stroud, Michael,
Ugh.
tell me the lie. CJ Stroud has 0 top 10 finishes, has thrown for 4,000 yards, or has thrown for 30 plus touchdowns in a season. Tell me the lie.
I'm gonna say top 10 finish. No, was it the 30 plus touchdowns?
No, it was the 30 touchdowns.
Dang
We
it.
had our first miss. So yeah, 0 top 10 finishes for Stroud. Has never thrown 30 touchdowns.
Wait, he
Doesn't
was not top
have
10? Oh, that was true. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
does not have the rushing floor. I've always wondered why people love him so much. Like he was
Sir,
like,
you were the one that did on this podcast. I was the anti-Stroud guy and got criticized the rookie year. So please tell me why people
no.
loved him.
As a prospect, I liked him, and when he succeeded, yeah, sure, or whatever. But I never. No.
When he
Yeah,
succeeded.
no, Austin.
Sure. Yes,
Austin,
Austin, you're right.
no.
That's what he just said.
No, Austin. I never got him up to like top 5 quarterback that other people.
Well, I mean,
did.
none of
So
us did
that's-
because we were smart.
Well, don't speak heresy of me then. Don't put words in my mouth.
That was the
I
only
never-
reason why I guess top 10 finished because I was like, for as high as he went that next year, how
Yeah,
could he
that's
not
what
have
I'm
finished
saying.
as a top 10
I
quarterback?
never have had him that high, Austin. That's crazy. And
I think he was like 11 or 12 or something like that.
I've always
Yeah,
wondered
it was
why
close,
people
yeah.
had him as a QB1.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
he
don't
looked
know.
so good
It
that rookie
look-
year.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
That's
he looked,
why. I mean,
he looked so good.
phenomenal.
I mean, he looked like second coming of Burrow that
Yeah.
rookie year.
But now it's like whenever there's pressure in his face, I feel like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't
No one
trust his
can get
O-line
open.
is the problem.
Yeah.
You can see
I-
it. He
yeah.
looks timid.
Would you?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
He
Burrow
looks like
doesn't.
Bryce Young.
Well,
That's
yeah,
the
I'm like,
thing,
that's-
yeah.
looks like.
That's what separates Burrow and all the other pocket passers.
That's
That
right.
are
Yeah,
Burrow
exactly.
is-
100%.
He doesn't trust him either, but he's still good.
He still hangs in there, and that's why he's injured all the time.
Which Stroud has faced 2 very blitz happy and aggressive defenses week 1 and 2. He gets Jacksonville this week. I think we could see a little bit better CJ Stroud going forward.
I hope so.
Hopefully, more than a little bit.
Well, it depends on if the O-line can at least be competent to an extent.
All right. Let's move on to Chad. You have James Cook. Tell me the lie. James Cook is currently the RB1 in PPR. Has had 30 career touchdowns. And has 3 50 catch seasons. Which is the lie about James Cook? You and I are in this together, by the way, Chad, because I forgot to mark which one was the lie on my sheet.
What?
Where do you get through it together, bud?
What was you said what was the amount of like consistent catches, or you were saying like
It was 350 catch seasons, 30 career touchdowns, or is currently RB1.
I'm gonna go with the catches. That sounds high.
Sounds high to me too. Yeah.
I
looked
believe
it up
that is
since you didn't,
correct.
that is
I'm going to
correct.
give you the point.
I
on
believe
that.
that's correct.
That is
Yeah,
correct.
I was like,
That is
that's what I would have said.
Yeah, I do kind of remember that from when I was making the sheet. But yeah, James Cook looks amazing. He's got the best run of the year so far last week. That was just wicked.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Yeah, he does.
very
I'm
nice.
wrong.
I know we're
I
not
admit it.
talking.
I'm
We're
wrong.
just 2 weeks in, but yeah, he looks really damn
It's
good.
okay. I'll admit it.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with 2 weeks. You just watch him and he looks like an elite player.
Looks
and
good, yeah.
technically we're 3 weeks in because he did it again this week.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
know
did.
we shouldn't be talking about that now, but it did happen. Yeah. So, how high are we getting James Cook up there? I mean, I would say the 2 biggest rises are probably James Cook and Jonathan Taylor right now, right?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. They look like the 2 best running backs in football.
Yeah, top 8 for sure. Top 8 for sure.
Are they above Brees Hall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they above Amarian Hampton?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Are they above Saquon?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so because you're getting that production and they're younger. So
Yeah, the age is
Right.
the reason.
Yeah.
And Travion?
No, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want Travion.
Bucky?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm big on Bucky.
but it's just a longer. It's a longer track record for both of these guys.
A-Chain?
No, I couldn't do that. But I am worried because of the.
I mean,
tumult
A-Chain,
in
you're getting
Miami.
production too.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Wow.
Because of the turmoil in Miami. That's the only
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
If
So
the
y'all
system
have him-
changes, we don't know what that looks like for him.
We're gonna get an interim coach soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
So y'all have him at 4 and 5. Mike has him at 5 and 6.
4 or 5 sounds right to me. If
does sound right.
Achan if you could guarantee me that Achan's system didn't change, I would take Achan over them. But I just
going to.
it's not it's far from a guarantee.
Yeah, so that's definitely a big rise. I mean, going from the bottom of RB1 status to the basically the upper echelon, and that's a huge jump for 2 week span.
And so, who you say I have him at 4? Who's the third one I have above him?
Genty.
Genty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even
That's
say
what you
that
want.
because if y'all said
Yeah.
that, we were gonna
Yeah,
in the
no.
podcast now. So I
Well,
wasn't gonna-
so
Value
and
wise.
it I think a lot of it has to do with the rookie running backs looking so poor out of the gate too. Like it's not just them. It's like a concoction here of them being so good or so much better than they have been, at least like eye test wise, and production obviously. And then also just what are these rookies doing, man?
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
been let
Judkins
down.
looked better on 2 days of practice than almost any other rookie.
That's because
Yeah.
he's such a pure runner. That's why he's my RB2 the whole time. But he is
Yeah.
such a pure runner. I mean,
Yeah.
he looked good.
I'm trying to get him
getting
in
benched-
redraft.
Travion getting benched for his pass pro is just
That's
Wow.
mind-boggling. I
was
don't
not on my
understand
sheet.
it. No. If anything, I would have thought he would have got on the field because of that. And for him to be the worst in the league so far, graded out wise, is just insane to me.
And
Did
for
you see that
Ramondre,
Genty
Genty's pass, dude. Gino got lit up on that play
Yeah.
because of Genty just loafing around. That was wild.
yeah, for Ramondre to be the guy that's on point and has his stuff together, and Travion
I mean, that's what
not,
he's always been, though. I mean, he's always
Yeah.
been doing what he's
Dependable.
told. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll
I mean,
fumble. And
Yeah. I mean, Travion's going to blow up. That's the kind of player he is. He's going to have a game that he goes crazy. It's just win.
yeah, it's scary to bench him.
Yeah, I'm not going. I can't do it. I'll just lose my leagues. I don't.
Really?
I mean, obviously, you get to a half a season, him not doing it, it's a little different. But the first 2 weeks, the explosion's too there. I mean, if I have James Cook and Jonathan Taylor, yes, he will not be in my starting lineup. But most leagues, I don't have.
I mean, but if
3 or
you got
4 dominant guys.
if you've got Javonte Williams, like for me, it's hard to start
Yeah,
like
that's
Travion
fair.
Henderson ahead of a guy like that.
Agreed.
That's fair.
All right. Who we at? Austin?
Austin.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Austin, luck of the draw. You got Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba.
Chuba Hubbard has one top 15 season, has one 1,000-yard rushing season, or has never had 10 touchdowns.
That one's true. I don't even know if it is or not, but I know the other. I mean, excuse me, that last one's false because I know
Okay.
the other 2 are true.
Okay, right on. Last one is false. We don't have a winner yet, but we certainly do have a loser so far.
Thanks, Jesse.
All right, we started talking about Chuba earlier. I guess we already kind of figured out his value is like a late first. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's move up. Let's move on to Michael. Let's get you another point, Mike. You got Michael Pittman.
Ooh, Michael meets Michael.
Oh boy.
All right, tell me the lie. Pittman has 4 top 20 finishes, or has 0 top 12 finishes, or has had 8 or more touchdowns twice.
The last. Oh wait. Say it again. I forgot. I'm looking for the lie.
Yeah, the lie is
This is why you're not winning, Mike. You don't know the rules of the game.
I know.
has 4 top 20 finishes, 0 top 12 finishes, or has had 8 or more touchdowns twice. It's a hard one.
I'm gonna say the last one is false.
Correct.
Thank
Oh, Mike, you
goodness.
just tied it up.
Finally. Jeez. That'll change this season. I guarantee you he has more than 8 touchdowns.
And yeah, we've talked about the Colts extensively, but will Pittman ever be worth a late first again?
I think he's
I think
too
he can
old.
follow Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's a perfect example of value.
Hmm.
I think
Same type
Cortland
of
Sutton
player.
is that borderline future first value. So
Yeah.
I could see him absolutely following that value trajectory. So assuming the quarterback play stays the same.
All right. That's all I really wanted to know. Chad, you ready?
Sure.
It's my last one. Oh no, I have more. All right, you're lucky. You got Roma Dunze.
Oh,
This
my
is
boy.
rigged.
My
He's
boy.
got his 2 boys. How is this is rigged?
It's luck of the draw, man. I'm just going by
He's
the
only,
sheet.
he's only got 2 seasons he has to think about.
All right, Roma Dunze is currently wide receiver 4, or has already equaled his 2024 touchdown total, or has had over 120 targets in his rookie season, which is the lie for Roma Dunze.
He didn't have 120 targets.
He did not have 120 targets, more like 100.
Oh, that was an
This
easy
is
one.
definitely rigged.
Yeah.
This is definitely so rigged. What
Thank
the
you,
heck?
Jesse. I appreciate it.
It's absolutely not rigged.
How many targets did he have last year?
Probably less than 100, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Thought it was like 101, but I'm not sure.
I got it.
Because I would, if it was less than
It
100,
was
I would have
101.
said
You
100.
were
Oh, 101. Okay.
That's why I went to 120. Maybe I should have said 110. I don't know.
You should have 100.
I try not to be too hit a specific number. with
Yeah.
these to make it
Even
easy.
101 seemed higher than I was thinking. Like he had. So
yeah, Rome. He's blown up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is this his breakout?
I think DJ Moore gets traded.
I know
I
you
think
keep
so.
saying that.
I think the Bears are going to suck so bad. And I don't think Caleb and DJ are a thing. And who knows where he'll go?
I'm I tried telling everybody best player on the offense, Roma Dunze.
I thought
Not difficult.
Yep.
The whole Luther Burden storyline gonna come in and tear it up and take everybody's job.
No. Once
Laughable.
DJ Moore's traded, maybe he'll be able to do something. But until that time, no.
Yeah, he'll be a fun
It's all
gadget
real.
player. It'll be good.
Yeah, I keep referencing reception perception, but Harmon did just say today on his podcast that that's what he thinks Burden was drafted for, was to eventually take DJ Moore's job.
It's DJ Moore, yeah.
Which makes sense. They're using DJ Moore in that way that you can envision Burden sort of all over the field. He's actually lined up in the backfield and just taking straight handoffs up the gut. It's the wildest thing. I've never seen a wide receiver his size do that.
I mean, how high has he jumped now? Is he above MHJ now?
Rome?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
I wouldn't do it this soon, but I do like that.
Garrett Wilson?
Yes.
Yeah, gotta be above Garrett Wilson.
T-Mac?
That's hard.
It's probably close.
Yeah. They're pretty similar in value, I think.
That's close, yeah.
Like a high first.
All right, cool.
All
Can
right.
somebody throw Marvin Harrison the ball?
You ain't lying. I watched the whole game. Now, I'm not going to lie to you either. Marvin Harrison wasn't open a lot, but
He doesn't have to be open.
he didn't
Throw him
get the
ball.
targets, and it was a rough watch being an MHJ dynasty manager. He just didn't get the ball.
All right, Austin, since you brought him up, Garrett Wilson. Tell me the lie. Has 0 top 10 finishes. Has had one 1,000 yard. Oh, I'm sorry. Has had 1,000 yard season. I'm sorry. Has had 1,000 yards in all 3 seasons. Or has had 10 rushing attempts in his career. Which is the lie for Garrett Wilson?
I'm going to hope the rushing attempts is a lie.
Wrong.
Yeah.
The lie
I
is that
wish
he
I could have got some easy target one like Chad.
The lie is that he has 0 top 10 finishes. He
I thought you
finished
said he had one top 10 finish. That's what you
0.
said, wasn't it?
I said 0.
Oh, perfect.
You gotta listen, buddy. I'm sorry.
I do. I guess I do.
He does have a top 10 finish.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, he was.
What was he? It had to be like 11.
Wasn't he right at 10?
I think it was 10 actually.
Oh, okay.
11 wouldn't be top 10.
He said no top 10 finishes.
This
and
just
that was
did.
a
He
lie
said
because
one.
he
But
had
that's
Oh,
okay. I'll take the
okay.
loss. See, Chad heard it too. I told you.
Okay. I was thinking backwards. I was like, if he doesn't have a top 10 finish.
See, y'all
then
making fun of
it
me
had to
for
be
getting
like 11.
confused.
Stupid
When we're
game.
an hour and 30 minutes in. Jeez, Louise.
I don't know why I decided to do all of these, but I did. Garrett Wilson. Nobody's paying well.
No,
I don't know, that's so
I will
weird.
buy every league
Yeah.
for first.
I'll buy him, absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I think
Randall
Tyrod
first,
can get him the ball.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be
Yeah.
good with Tyrod.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would it take?
Apparently
Olave in a
Roman
second.
Dunze. No, I'm not doing that either.
No?
No, I'll take Garrett Wilson.
Hmm.
Too much.
I
injury.
think you're safely above consensus though, Austin, on Garrett Wilson. You were in the offseason at least.
Yeah, I mean, I agreed with you what you said with Rome. I think it's an even trade currently.
Well, I'd much rather have Rome.
I'd much rather have Rome too. I was saying Rome and Tet, but we're
Yeah.
even.
Right.
But I'd rather have Rome over Garrett Wilson today.
All right, Garrett Wilson or
things stand.
Travis Hunter?
I mean, take Garrett Wilson,
Wilson.
at this
I'll
point.
take Wilson.
Kind of scary. with Hunter.
Oh.
All right, Mike. Last one.
Oh, sweet. I get the extra one.
Yeah,
Just
you
to
do.
tie Chad.
Yep, exactly.
Just so I lose.
Can
Typical.
Austin and I work together so we can both tie Chad?
Yes,
It's a
Austin and
draw.
Austin and Mike. Last one. What's the score? Yes, Austin and Mike. Last one.
This is such bullshit.
Nuclear Hopkins. All right, is on his third team in 3 years. Has missed 5 games over the last 2 seasons. Has won 1,000-yard season over his last 3 seasons.
It's got to be the second one, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mike and Austin get the point. It's a tie, guys.
It's a tie.
Look at us go.
Draw. Look at us. Man.
Look at us.
Wait, Jesse, you didn't do Javante.
I have.
Did you have that one?
I
Did you
do.
wanna
It's going to
ask
be the tiebreaker, actually.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this is a buzz in. Say your name when you know it. Javante Williams has 0 top 15 finishes.
Chad.
Yes, Chad?
Wait, what are we picking? Truths or lies again? I forgot.
We're picking lies.
So you have to say the first one's a
Yeah.
lie, Chad.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Come on, Chad.
Has 0 top 15 finishes. Has
No, it's
never rushed for 1,000 yards. Or has never had a season with 5
Chad,
touchdowns.
1,000
or more.
yards.
Chad, you're wrong.
Austin,
What was the
the 5
last one?
touchdowns.
Correct. Austin
Dang it.
wins.
I
Austin,
couldn't
is
hear the
this
rest
2
of
weeks in a
this.
row you
Yeah,
won a
good
game?
job.
It is, sir.
So I
Wow.
get one wrong. They get one wrong. I lose.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Look, Chad's mad. Look, his face is red.
This is bullshit. Edit that
Well,
out.
The
He
one
did
week.
give you the Roma
The
Dunze
1 week.
120 targets. So, I mean, that's not
Gosh.
fair.
You gotta think about guys that have been in the league 8 years, and Chad's got to think on a guy that's done 1 season and 2 games.
We're here.
All right. Chad, you have to understand you're not going to win a game this year.
He won the first one we played. That's the problem. He won the
All right,
first
that's
game.
it. We already talked Javante. Nuke? We going to give anything for him? Second?
I'm not.
No.
Lord, no.
No,
2/3.
Not in that offense.
No. I'll trade you Nuke.
Jesse,
for
you told me
Kayshon
he was
Boutte.
dog water last week when I was
Look.
trying to trade for Strange.
Yeah, he
Did
is.
say that.
All right, so then no, you're not giving a second or 2/3.
I asked if you were.
I
know
will
I'm
tell you.
not.
I will tell you something. Like I think it was last week that touchdown he caught. I was like, "Who is that?" And then they
Yeah,
were like
same.
DeAndre Hopkins, and I was
too,
like,
they're like,
"Oh,
"Oh, that's
okay."
Yeah,
Hopkins.
no shit.
Yeah.
That was
I
like
was
his
like,
first
"That dude
target,
looks
too.
crazy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
At least they know
yeah,
he still got it.
Yeah, I
Somewhere
mean
in there once
that-
year
that-
at least.
that catch looked like prime
Prime
DeAndre
Hopkins.
Hopkins. I was like,
It did.
who is that guy? Like, what? I know it's not.
Yeah, I know it's not
Zay.
Rashad Bateman.
Yeah.
That's for sure. All right, I guess that's it for 2 truths, 1 lie. Good job, gentlemen. We watch anything good? I got 2 of them for this, but you guys watch anything good?
I did. My wife made me binge watch a new show. Well, not a new show. A show called The Jackal. It's on or The
that's
Day of the
good.
Jackal. Sorry, on Amazon
good.
Prime. It's got
Oh.
Eddie Redmayne, and then it's got the gal that plays in Captain Marvel. She plays Monica Rambeau. Really, really good movie.
Mm.
It's about a assassin for hire, and then you can see both sides of it, his story, and then them trying to track him down. Does
Are you going to
high-profile
go back and
killings.
watch the original now?
I wasn't born back then, so I didn't even know there was an original.
We don't have VCRs anymore, Jesse.
Yeah, my VCR is broken.
I mean, it stars Al Pacino. You might want to learn your history. It's actually a
Oh.
really good movie.
I mean, that's
You
still
and him
pretty
are
low
almost the
expense
same in
movies.
age. Yeah, exactly. So there we go.
Oof. Ouch. I mean, he was an adult when I was born.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
But no, it was a really good show. Like great
is.
acting. Like my wife's like, "Are you really just gonna watch all of it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." So I just straight watched pretty much all of it. I think.
Jesse, what do you got?
The new South Park, the new season of South Park, man, these guys are back.
I started watching. It's so funny.
Oh,
It's
if
so
you
funny.
if you don't think that this season is funny, man, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. like with your life, and you better rethink everything because it is so funny, man. They're just so back on their game. I'm psyched.
The pack that Cartman made. I'm not gonna say the word because the podcast, but the pack that he made with who was it, Timmy or no? Who was it? I can't remember who it was, but and they went in the Prius, the electric car. You see that episode yet?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay,
yet.
okay.
That must be the newest one.
Oh, it's so good, so good.
I'm
Yeah,
not
watch
caught
it,
up.
watch it.
All right. It's so good. All right. And then also the wife and I watched the first season of Only Murders in the Building.
No, that show's good.
Yeah, I know
Heard about it.
it's I mean, I'm 5 years late on it, but I love Steve Martin. I love Martin Short, obviously, because I'm old enough to be their uncles, obviously.
Same age, yeah.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
age, whatever. But no, I literally grew up with Steve Martin as like a comedic idol. My mom loved him. So I actually didn't want to watch it because I love those guys so much because the trailers just didn't look good to me, and I thought it was going to be really cartoonish and just unrealistic. And man, was I wrong.
Yeah,
God, that show's so good.
it's just the right amount of like
Yeah.
cartoonish.
And Selena Gomez doesn't ruin it, even though she tries really hard.
I didn't think she was that bad either.
She's not a good actress. She's not as bad as the female cop, though.
Oh yeah.
She's terrible. She must know where there's like literally really bodies buried to have gotten that job. I have no idea. But otherwise, let's stick to the positive, man. The show is really, really good, man. When they're driving around in Martin Short's car, Aphrodite,
Yeah.
it's really, really funny.
Martin Short's really good in it.
He's great in it. I mean,
Really, really good.
hats off to Steve Martin for agreeing to be the straight man in the show because he is. He does a great job at it. And Selena Gomez can't help but be a straight man. She
Yeah,
just
that's
has
what you got.
a motionless face.
Yeah, no, I watched a documentary called Beauty and the Bester, I think it was called. It's on Netflix. It's a new documentary. And it is one of those stories. It's first off, it's incredible. It's really good. But it's one of those stories that you watch it and you're like, if this was in a movie, like if this was the plot of a movie, I would think, okay, this is kind of ridiculous. Like this would never happen. It's not even capable of happening. It's that nuts. So if you have the chance to watch it. It's pretty insane.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I love a good documentary.
That's right.
And it's something like really like relatively recent that happened in Africa. So it's it's pretty cool stuff.
Me and Hannah have been rewatching the Rocky movies.
Oh, right up my alley.
Honestly, haven't seen them in so long. I hardly remembered them, which was really cool.
So what are you up to?
We're on the last one now, 5.
Oh, okay. Just the Rocky movies. Are you going to go into the Creed movies?
Yeah, I watched those more recently, but yeah, we'll probably watch those too. But
I thought
I
they
didn't
were
watch
pretty
the
well
last
done.
Creed movie. I still need to watch.
really
that.
good.
Oh,
Really?
same. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
awesome.
caught
Really
up, I
good.
guess.
Last one was good.
So what's your favorite so far?
4.
4
Rocky 4 for sure. With Drago.
with Drago. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Which it was my favorite the last time I remembered that, but yeah, that's my favorite.
If he
one. Honestly,
dies, he
they're all
dies.
really good.
If he
Yeah.
dies, he dies.
I must break you. Yeah, I remember when it came out. It was so huge. James Brown. James Brown was alive and wrote a new song for it. It was amazing. My favorite though is 3 with Clubber Lang, Mr. T as Clubber Lang.
Yeah, that one's good.
The reporter asks him, "What's your prediction for the fight?" He says, "I predict pain."
Yeah, it definitely fit right with Mr. We just watched that one. Fit perfect Mr. T, like it was like prime Mr. T.
Yeah. I was a big fan of the A-Team back in the day, so I'm a huge Mr. T
No
fan.
way.
Yeah.
For me, the original Rocky's still the best. I don't even think it's close, but might just.
I mean,
be
they're all really good.
He
like I said.
loses. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, did you expect that the first time you saw it?
I expected him to win.
Well,
Yeah,
he
I
loses
did
in the third one
too.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that does make it a good movie then.
Rocky Balboa was actually really good too.
That is a good.
That
one.
was
a good movie.
I agree. Really good. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
That's all.
No, let's call it.
All right. It's been Front Office.
Peace.
All right. Catch us on
Powered by
YouTube.
Riverside.
YouTube and Dynasty Front Office, Twitter Front Office FF, and click on the Discord link.
Can't believe you guys cheated.
Can you hear anything I fucking say?